questions. Before asking questions, and I always urge you to reflect back in the previous sessions also, but everything must apply to our life. It is not something that is happening elsewhere. You have to apply everything to our life. If you are having difficulty to apply anything to our life, then that's a question. You should ask it. Doesn't matter whether you're a little kid, whether it doesn't matter which stage you are in. Everything is there for us to apply in our life. Questions?
So my first question is, you mentioned that Ksheerasagara Madhanam is possible only when the Sagara is made up of Kshira, which means unless my mind is pure, I am incapable of doing the churning. So in the current world that we are living in, first of all, our minds are not pure. I cannot say that my mind is pure, number one. Number two, even if I want to keep it pure, I am unable to because of all the worldly things that are forced upon me. So am I ineligible to do any madhanam? Or in other words, how can I make myself to be eligible to get the madhanam done within my mind?
Very good question, well articulated. So if we have Ksharasagaram, that means the mind is filled with the worldliness and all the worldly things. The Ksharasagara is a refuge or a home for terrible crocodiles, whales, all these kind of huge things that will swallow us. So we don't want to expose them. But sometimes you can look through, is there any dangers inside? So you can look through it, but you cannot churn it. So you have to first purify the mind to a certain degree. Otherwise, it won't happen. So Ksheerasagara Madhanam is a symbolic way of representing meditation, the process of meditation. In order to begin the process of meditation, we definitely need some degree of pure mind to begin with. So what is the clutter? What makes the mind Kshira or Kshara? So as I said, the Kshira means clear discrimination power. You have the ability to discriminate what is right and what is wrong, what is binding and what is liberating. You have all that. So in a Kshira type of mind, we do not have the clutters called Raga Dvesha. Basically what makes our mind a drainage is Raga Dvesha. There are actually 5 kinds of Chitta Kleshas, or called Chitta Mala. So Raga, Dvesha, Asmita, Abhinivesha, Ahankara, like that. There are 5 kind of Chitta Mala. Chitta Mala means clutter. So primarily Raga and Dvesha. Raga means excessive liking for something. You are always entangled with the end results that the activity gives you. That's called ragam. And opposite of that is dvesha, which is like the other side of the coin. If you have raga, you definitely have dvesha for anything opposite of that. So these are the 2 things. Liking, excessive liking, and hatred are the kind of clutters. So we have to clean ourselves up. And what are the ways to clean ourselves up of this chitta malam? So there are many methods. Everything that we can do in our life can be used properly, like an assortment of techniques. If you are doing pranayama, for example, it will create some degree of purity. Because by regulating your prana, the flow of vital energy in the body, your emotions are regulated. So when people get angry, they breathe faster and shallow, right? So breath is always connected intricately with our emotions and our feelings. So by controlling breath, you can regulate emotions. By regulating emotions, you can control breath. So it's like that. There is a vice versa intricate connection. Shaucham, practicing purity, external purity in terms of the things that you consume, in terms of people that you mix with. There are so many ways you can create purity like that externally. And then internal purity will slowly follow. And you can do regular swadhyaya, is self-study, studying of scriptures. You think, you talk like this, what we are doing is swadhyaya. When we do that for a long time, sufficiently long time, we know what kind of bad habits we have. We know what kind of bad habits we are constantly getting succumbed to and how to overcome. Some techniques will come. So it takes a while for us to purify the mind a little bit. Until you purify the mind a little bit, you don't do a real meditation type of churning. But you can always start with, say, a mantra japam, or a parayanam, or Vishnu Sahasranama parayana, or some other parayana, like superficial, and shastra vichara that we are doing, and doing good work. Go and help people, do service, service at the temple, or do puja, or those kind of things. There are so many things that you can create an assortment and slowly develop a certain degree of purity. And all these techniques that you use are kriyas. What are they called? Kriya means activity. Therefore, it becomes what we call Kriya Yoga. Yoga means something that reduces the turbulence in the mind, something that brings some clarity and some purity. So yoga can do one of those things. If you do the kriyas in the right way, if you do your duty, whatever you do for your livelihood, that duty in that way, then it brings little more purity. Once the purity comes, the mind is prepared for dhyana. So either using what we call kriya yoga or karma yoga, both are one and the same. So some people call them to be different because kriya yoga is dominant with lots of spiritual practices, visualizations and all that. Karma yoga is mostly about what we do as a duty on a daily basis, but both are same. So kriya and karma yoga is the best way to purify the mind, taking it from kshara to kshira.
And how about submitting to a guru? Because one thing I have observed in my experience is that, yeah, I'm not like all that pure, but definitely I have reached certain purity, in terms of my teaching, my learning and all of that. But what I observed in people, not everyone, but some, is that no matter what you say, how much ever you explain, they take things with their own lenses only. And I feel that the more I see them, I feel like I'm also probably like that. It scares me because whatever I'm understanding, from the world, maybe I'm looking at it with a full bias. Maybe I have a very wrong self-image, right? So without even knowing, there is no validation. So for that validation, do you say that submitting to a guru figure is very, very necessary in order to make decisions in your life, like small decisions in your life, or if you're going in the right path, or something like that? Just keep getting validated by the guru, come back to the path, keep walking. Again, you reach a fork, again get validated by the guru, and then keep going forward.
You can definitely do that, but it is not necessary to have a guru. So truth is a pathless land. But to reach the truth, there are these great royal paths like a karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, bhakti yoga, like that royal paths are there. So they are standalone by themselves. If somebody removes all the clutter in their mind, completely purified it with kriya yoga or karma yoga, what is standing for them from realizing the truth? There is nothing. No, all the filters are removed, all the filters are shattered. That's what it means. What are the filters? Filters are basically raga dvesha. Somebody go through jnana yoga path like shastra vichara and all these things. If they can remove all the ignorance, ajnana, then what is standing from realizing truth? Nothing is stopping. So they will realize the truth. So jnana yoga is a standalone. Karma yoga can be a standalone. Dhyana yoga can be a standalone, but provided they can use it. But a lot of people will not be able to because there is so much clutter they can't focus the mind. Imagine the mind is like this. Sorry, I'm going way beyond what kids can comprehend. We are all in an infinite field of awareness intelligence. That's what we call Brahman. It's infinite field of pure awareness. But within this awareness, there are turbulence pockets. Like, if you go if you watch behind a big cruise ship, you see a big pocket of enormous turbulence, right? A big envelope, right? Like that, there is a huge envelope of enormous turbulence. And the turbulence is created by big vibrators or rudders or disturbers. And there could be 3 or 4 of them. Sometimes when you see behind the cruise ship, you will see 3 or 4 different turbines creating this huge turbulence. You can see distinctly. Like that, in us, we have what we call samskaras, the memories. They are the disturbers. They are creating disturbance. But if you have too many of them, the interference will come. It's an enormous disturbance, turbulence. You will not be able to see the truth. So how to see the truth then? How to see the clear mind? How do you make it kshira? Is first of all, you have to subside the turbulence. Then you have to focus. You have to reduce all these disturbers into just one. So dhyana is developing that focus. But in order to develop the focus, you have to address the surface problem or removing the turbulence. And simultaneously, you have to work on your memories and samskaras. So it will go that way. So Jnana Yoga can help do that, or Karma Yoga can help do that, so that you can get to Dhyana Yoga level. Or you can inculcate Bhakti. Bhakti is devotion, an unconditional love, an unconditional faith. To whom? It could be to Ishvara, or it could be to Guru. So for that you require earnestness and sincerity. A mind that is filled with raga, dvesha, doubt and all kinds of filters, it cannot develop that simple earnestness. For example, we hear a story of, you might have heard the story. There was a hunter, kind of a dacoit in the forest. And this dacoit has been really tormenting people, robbing everybody, killing people for money, for little wealth and all that. And he was thinking that he's doing all this bad work to feed his family. He has wife and children. So then a sage came and said that you think that you are doing all this sin, acquiring all this sin for the sake of your family here. But ask the family, will they take a share in your sin? Will they share the hell with you? Are they ready to? He said, no, it's not our problem, it's your problem. Everybody said, no, we are not taking share in your hell, in your papam, in your sin. Then he came back and said, oh my goodness, I thought that I have been doing all this terrible stuff for them. And they said they don't want any share in it. They want the money, they want the wealth and everything, but no sin share. Then they told him, okay, I'll give you a mantra and do it. He said, Ram, 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 do that. And this guy, because he's always distracted and became very agitated after hearing what the family said, he heard that, okay, this man is telling me to do mara, 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 mara. So then he went and did mara, 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 mara. Mara means mar gaya. He was dead. But they said Rama, Rama, Rama. But he said dead, 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 dead. But he did that with so much sincerity, so much earnestness, because he's saying Mara, 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 Mara. It became Rama, Rama. Same. Right? And then he liberated and became Valmiki. Right? So it's just a story. It's not true. That's not how it is told in Puranas. But you can take it to mean that if somebody can have that level of blind, absolutely blind and most earnestness and sincerity, yeah, they can take a stone and believe this is God and they'll be liberated. Or they can take a guru and do the same. But it is important that in the way you ask the question, is this right or not? Tell you to go into that direction. If you go, no, this is not right, go this way. That job can be done by Shastra. So we think guru means a person in a human form. But you are learning the Dakshinamurti Stotram. So guru is Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Brahmanda Vyapta Dehini. So the Guru Tattva is the guidance principle that is all pervading. It is there everywhere. A little mosquito or a little bee, honey bee, can teach us. Dattatreya had 24 gurus like that. Sky was a guru, earth was a guru, bee was a guru, donkey, everything was a guru. So that means if we have that earnestness, the guidance can come from anywhere, from everywhere. You don't need to have a personal guru in a human form.
Yeah, sometimes I treat my students as my gurus.
Yeah.
In my mind.
We have to be open. We should be willing to accept guidance from anywhere, and we should have the firm faith that the universe is there to guide us. So that is what Jagat Guru, Vishwaguru means. Who will guide, who can guide from in any form, in anything.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. So my next question is a little unrelated. Anyone else want to ask any questions?
Any kids about the story today?
Yeah.
How you want to apply, or how you don't understand? Everything was clear? Like mud on a cloudy day? You have to apply it to your life. How can I apply this to my life? You have to ask questions like that. If you don't have any question, how can I apply this to my life?
That's a question.
That's a good question.
How can I apply
And
this?
then I'll go on and on and on.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I will go ahead and ask my question. So this is regarding the word namaste. So we are all taught by our parents to say namaste whenever we see an elderly person, a guru, or even anyone that comes to our house, atithi, or even on the road if we see someone, we say namaste. I mean, now we are saying hello, hi, that's a different issue. We're in a different world, which is okay, right? So now the word namaste, if we go deep, I don't agree that this is the meaning of namaste, but then someone said it. So they said namaste means idam na mamaha, which I don't agree. That's not what namaste probably means. Maybe you can clarify that. So that's question number one. Is namaste equal to idam na mamaha? That's question number one. Number two is, whenever we meet a stranger and we are saying namaste to them, I was also told by gurus that namaste means I am actually bowing down in front of the Paramatma that is inside of you, which is inside of me too, right? And what if that person is a dacoit, a thief, or a really bad person? Someone said, hey, are you bending down in front of all these bad people in the world? So how do we understand that? So that's question number two.
That's also a very good question requiring elaborate answer. Okay, the first thing that you said, idam namama, that is true. Namah means na mama, namaha. So we do that in front of God, saying that I am not keeping the me, mine clock. I'm not wearing this me, mine clock. And that's the reason why, if I'm wearing me, mine clock, then who am I? I am a man, I'm an Indian. All these identities come. So if I keep all these identities and go to God, how can I even recognize that is God and worship? A lot of people take lots and lots of ugliness and put a label of God to that ugliness and worship it. But that's not what we are doing. If we take a little shiveling, some people will criticize that you are washing a rock and drinking the water. You are fools. Are we really washing the rock? Do you think it is a rock when you are doing Abhishekam? You see Shiva in there. That's why you are worshipping. Some people say you are monkey worshippers. A lot of people, a lot of Westerners say Indians are monkey worshippers and snake charmers. Are we monkey worshippers? Or are we Hanuman worshippers? Yeah, we're not monkey worshippers, right? Do we worship all Vanaras? Not all. Vanara has a deep meaning. So basically, we are looking something much deeper than what it appears. So therefore, we recognize that there is something beyond these appearances, beyond these filters that you wear. And that filterless, formless reality is Ishvara. So when you are offering anything, idam namama, whenever you are making any kind of offering, Ramaya namaha. So Ramaya, that means for Rama, not to Rama. You know, sometimes you might give a gift to your friend. Say, hey, what is a gift for you? The friend takes the gift, and then later on you quarrel and say, give back my gift, I'll take it away from you. So is it like giving to somebody? No, you have not given. If you have given, there is no right for you to take it back, right? So when you give something completely, you use the fourth case in Ramaya. So for Rama. So when you give for Rama, it is not for you anymore. So it is already inherently said idam namama. When you also do homa, Om Vishnave Swaha idam namama, Vishnaya idam namama. So Vishnave idam namama. So it is for Vishnu.
Idam namama means this is not mine.
No longer mine.
No longer mine, I am giving it to
It's
Vishnu.
no longer mine.
Okay.
So when you do namaha in front of God or in front of anybody, you are dropping that me, mine ego. Then it becomes a nama. Nama also means to bow down. Namatiti namaha. You bend down. That means you are showing the humility. There is no highness or lowness anymore. When you recognize the all-pervading reality in the other, in you and everywhere, you are not higher or you are not lesser. So you say, this symbolically you are saying that the truth in you, the Atman in me and the Atman in you, one and the same. So, and when you do that, you are recognizing the Atman in me. So you have gone through all identities, all filters. And you are recognizing through all identities and all filters. You are not finding the person to be a criminal. You are not finding the person to be a dacoit anymore. You are finding the person to be the Atma. The person is not Atma. The Atma within. So how do we understand this? You know, for example, if there is a dirty gutter in this place, and there is a beautiful jasmine flower pot in this place. Who is affected by these? Tell me. It's a dirty gutter, earth is affected there. Any water in the gutter is affected by it. Any air that is passing by carries the bad smell, it is affected by it. But how about the space? Is it affected by it?
No.
The dirty gutter is untouched by it. And how about the flower pot here? Beautiful jasmine flower pot here. What is affected by the fragrance of this flower? Maybe the material that you touch. Maybe if you pour some water, the water might smell like jasmine. Air that is blowing over it, it might get that. But the space, untouched by it. So we are talking about the Paramatman within me, that is space like a consciousness, which is untouched by any of the ugliness that you portray or any of the unnecessary beauty that you project onto. You are recognizing the fundamental reality is one and the same everywhere. That goes to the real Advaita. So if people, like whoever is saying this, they are refusing to remove their glasses. If they are refusing to remove their glasses in this argument, I have a right to wear my glasses and look at you as a violent person, as a lustful person, sinning all the way, thinking that sin will get you to the heaven. Right? That's the people who give this argument are actually the people who are driven by violence and lust. Those are the two standing things. How? They have fear of hell. Therefore, they unleash hell in this world. They have greed for heaven. Therefore, they grab everybody's heaven. That's what they do in the world. That's what they have done in this world. So those type of ideologies are terrible, evil ideologies. But the true ideology is to recognize the one truth that is all pervading. When you are attempting to recognize one truth that is all pervading, you will have to drop all your identities. You will have to drop others' identities. And basically, Namaha only remains. That is Namaha.
So,
In that there is no me, my identity, my filters. In that there is no your name, your identity, your filters. None
So
of those
what's
things are
the
there.
even what's the even purpose of saying namaste then? Why should I even say namaste when I meet a person? What
Bec-
happens if I don't say anything?
If you are a jnani, you don't say anything because you are perpetually in namaste. But if you are an ajnani, this is an opportunity for you to recall the unity. It's always an opportunity for you to recall unity. Why do you go in front of a stone idol and say, do this? Because that is an opportunity for you, a small window of opportunity for you to recognize the divinity within you and the divinity manifested in that idol are one and the same. Whenever you meet a person, this is an opportunity for you to drop your identities and unite the divinity.
Oh, okay. That opened
It's
a new
a
door.
every minute, daily life, every minute practice.
That
Spiritual
opened
sadhana.
That opened a new door. So basically, when we are saying namaste, it could also mean that I'm dropping my idiosyncrasies, my chitta mala and everything, recognizing the God within me. At the same time, I'm recognizing the God within you. So you are actually laying down a basic foundation of respect, basic foundation of oneness. And then on top of that, you will start building your friendship. So in that way, saying namaste is a good way to start a conversation.
So once I heard somewhere in a group that there is a deeper meaning for namaste. So na, ma, like for example, it's na, ma, shi, va, ya. So these five are connected to the five elements. So na will connect from earth space. Ma is for water body. So from feet to knees is na. From there to our belly button is ma. So we are all connected. This because belly button is the center point for our connecting. So from until there only we say nama. Then she va, she is for heart and va is for throat and ya is from here. We'll directly connect it to ya. That's why we say yama or any other lords. But ma is only we say only until the belly button because we are all connected through the belly button in the earth plane. That's what I've heard. One of this thing.
Yeah,
Makes
from
sense.
Panchakshari mantrartha. So we're saying that you are connected the two levels. So 5 levels are there, but actually there are 7 avarnas. But in the first 5 avarnas, we are really connected in the earthly plane and in the jala, rasa plane. So there are so many commonalities.
That makes sense.
You can say that.
And
But the
also-
original meaning with which Vedas used nama, namama, nama means name. All these things are connected to the root word that namatiti, nama, namatiti, namaha, mama. So
Makes sense. And that's why a lot of people, sometimes they don't say namaste, sometimes they say Radhe Radhe or Jai Sri Krishna or Ram Ramji. So in North India, they say that also as part of hello. And some like in South India, they say Jai Sri Narayana.
And with the kriya also, like you put 2 hands, you put your right side and heart. Then you bring the balance and say like you connect it. That's what
Yeah.
in kriya yoga. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Fantastic topic. I'm so satisfied. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. No other questions?
So is there any significance for bhavam, bhavani, or that bhavani? You said bhav.
Yeah.
What is
So
bhavani?
Shiva, Shivani, Sharva, Sharvani, Bhava, Bhavani. Everywhere Rudra, Rudrani. Everywhere you find the both feminine and masculine aspects of it. So basically it connects us to the deepest concept of Shiva and how Shiva manifested. There is only one God. I mean, if we use the word English word God, but there is only one Bhagavan. Bhagavan we talked about all about now. We talked about Bhagavan being the Atma. Atma means the subtle aspect that is pervading everything, that is there everywhere. So one that is all pervading everywhere is called Vishnu. Same Bhagavan that is all pervading, like Atma Rupi, Vishwavyapi, Sarvatmakaha, Bhagavan Vishnu. But the same Vishnu, we don't see Vishnu. If it is all pervading, I don't find the same material everywhere. What is happening? It is superimposed by the Jagat. This great phenomenal universe is superimposing. It's running like a huge movie. It's a movie that you cannot really penetrate through and understand. But how is this movie constructed? Names and forms. All names and forms. So names and forms is Shivani, Bhavani, Rudrani, all that. But we don't use them equal, they are not equal terms. When I say Bhavani, I have a specific understanding. The names and forms that give rise to this existence is Bhavani. But when I talk about Shivani, the name and forms that bring up the auspiciousness within us is Shivani. Rudrani, the names and forms are the teachings that we help us realize the inner truth is Rudrani. But what is discovered in all these names and forms, there is one single essence about this universe, and that is Shivani. What is inherent in Shivani is Shiva. What is inherent in Bhavani is Bhava. What is inherent in Rudrani is Rudra. What is inherent in Sharvani is Sharva. So it is the meaning. She is the speech, he is the meaning. And meaning and speech are inseparable. That's why Kalidasa said, Vagabdhaviva Sampruktav. Vak Ardham Iva. Like speech and the meaning, they are intertwined, they're merged like this. We look at the Ardhanarishvara and say, oh, that is equality of men and women. So I have to cook, so you have to cook. I have to clean, so you have to clean. It's not that type of equality they are talking about. The equality of speech and the meaning and the spirit of the speech. So mother is the speech. With names and forms, this entire universe is created. Therefore, she is mother. And what is the essence of all this speech and names and forms and all these things? Like if you really remove things that vary, things that change constantly, and keep only the essence, you will end up with Shiva. So the essence of the Jagat is Shiva, and which is nothing other than the all-pervading Atma, Vishnu. So Sivascha Hrudayam Vishnuhu, Vishnoscha Hrudayam Shivaha. They are one and the same. But where we are looking at, if you go inward and look at the Atman, that means you are trying to find Vishnu. If you go outward and see the essence in the world, you are going towards Shiva.
Bhava.
Yeah. But if you see only the worldliness, Bhava. And so like that. If you look at the whole world and try to find out what is the hidden truth in me, Rudra. Pratam Rati iti Rudraha. So like that, everything is one Brahman only. But how you look at it changes the whole story. Right? Om Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.